About to suck some dick? What the fuck was that? Yo! The fuck?
What's going on, everybody? You're listening to the Ray and Dre Show. I am Dre Manning.
I'm Raymond Vicious.
And today we have a very special guest. Actually, this is going to be a permanent guest. What do you want us to call you? I mean, if you guys paid attention to the Bean Boozled Challenge, you've seen this young man.
Yeah, asked me if he was high.
They wanted to know if he was stoned.
They thought you was smacked.
Yeah, man. They thought you had a little
just his
cheech
personality.
and
Very calm and passive.
I just be chilling.
And introduce yourself, young man. Who are you, my light-skinned brother?
First off, I'm not light skinned, nigga. I'm like 2 shades light.
You're lacking in.
This is how you know when somebody's not light skinned. The first thing they say, I'm not light skinned, nigga.
Every time, right?
Yeah, this is gonna be.
Nah, yo, what's up? It's J Monopoly, J Monopoly, the place to pop. OISD, Creative Collective, Queens, New York.
Okay. Thank God you didn't salute like you did last time.
All right, first of all, I just want to start off by saying this is going to be a very intense episode, and I'm going to try to make it intense because I want everybody to be
Why are you starting it off like that? Like this is gonna. It's like
I really want this to be a very.
It's almost like you're prepping somebody for anal. This is going to be very. Look, understand. This is going to be very intense. Hold on to the sheets.
All right, when you're done with this black hat joke,
and bite down.
Reason I say it's going to be a very intense episode because I really want to talk about some very intense subject matter. My thing is this, because I want to shout out all the people that hit us up asking about, us to talk about more variety of certain things, from video games to anime to hip hop. Like we would definitely touch on those subjects. Me and Dre would definitely figure something out in the future to definitely help breach out, because I know a lot of people were appreciating the Dre's top 5. People are liking the challenges. They want to see more. So we definitely appreciate you guys for liking and subscribing. So thank you for all those comments, by the way. But we got a very intense show today. I mean,
before we get into everything, there's something I definitely think we should talk about. One of the greats played his final game. I know you're not into basketball. You probably play like baseball or something, right?
Ooh,
no, it's too
my
easy.
Spanish joke.
Too easy.
Ha ha.
So Kobe Bryant's final game. I watched it. Did you guys? I know you didn't watch it. You was on Twitter.
Now I've seen some of the clips.
You seen some of the clips. This man was barely able to make it through like 40 games in 2 seasons. Made it through 82 this year. Scored 60 points. He went out on top. Came in on top. Went out on top.
You think they did? You think they let him slide to get those points?
Nah. I think they let him win.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They let him overall win the game. But I honestly think like once he scored 30, the coach was like, "Look, whoa, hey, play defense. We're already out the playoffs. We're letting this old man whip our ass. We're the youngest team in the league. Play some defense." But the most important thing is, like, he went out better than Jordan did. Not to shade Jordan in any shape or way.
Jordan came back like a dickhead.
Like, just to make sure, we're talking about Jordan on the Bulls, not.
We're talking about Jordan. We're talking about.
Yeah, we're talking about.
We're talking about Jordan on the Bulls, not Washington Wizards.
Yeah, that was terrible.
We don't
I almost forgot the team.
Yeah, man.
Forgot he was on the Wizards.
We don't acknowledge that Jordan. I don't even believe he wore a 23 jersey during that time.
Did he play that much? I don't think he played that many games either.
He started off as a starter and became a reserve, right?
Yeah,
something like that.
He was warming up the bench.
Yeah, I mean, he was playing behind Gilbert Arenas in his prime, bro.
All right, whatever. We're gonna jump subjects. Give me something about Gilbert. Go ahead,
but definitely want to acknowledge Kobe and everything that he's done, his legacy. My top 5 will definitely be about Kobe. I actually switched it up.
That's gonna be your next top 5?
Yeah, the top 5 is gonna be about Kobe. So you guys, make sure you check
top 5 what though? Top 5 great Kobe moments. Top 5 great Kobe games.
I don't know, because I kind of want to mix in some of his errors, like the hotel situation where.
That's what I'm saying. What top 5 crazy Kobe moments?
Yes. So
top 5 crazy.
I think I'm gonna go with top 5 crazy Kobe moments. There's a lot of highlights in there too, especially with him snitching on Shaq.
All right, enough with all these goddamn announcements.
Oh, you know what else? On that note,
okay.
Make
More
sure you
announcements.
mention that Nintendo 64 game that he had.
Yeah, the Nintendo 64.
All right, stop ruining the top 5 already. Wait for the top 5.
Wait, but tell me about this Nintendo 64.
It was Kobe Bryant courtside.
Stop.
That's why I said wait. Wait for this.
No. I
want to see it on video.
No, I don't want to know about it at all. We're gonna erase this. We're gonna put the Kobe Bryant video game in the same box we put Kobe Bryant's raps into. All right.
That's what I'm saying.
No. We're not gonna look. I watched one of those videos last night, and it.
Tyra Banks singing on a hook and.
All right, let's move on. No more Kobe. Congratulations to Kobe. Enjoy your retirement. Blase Blase, Sarah Sarah.
All right, so this is one of the topics I want to talk to you guys about. I spoke to you guys about.
Why do you introduce? This is one of the topics I want to talk to you about. Just talk about the fucking topic.
All right, like I was saying, because niggas are the guy that reads. Yeah, like I was saying. All right, not segregation. I almost said segregation. I really am stumped right now. What the fuck?
Religion?
No.
Gentrification.
Gentrification. Excuse me. Thank you. My brain stalled on me for a moment.
It happens.
Gentrification. All right. Like I said, I was born in Brooklyn, raised in Harlem, so I'm pretty like a Harlem nigga, shooter like a Brooklyn nigga. That's right. I'm best of both for us. So
say that again.
Nothing. So I raised in Harlem. When I occasionally stop by in Harlem and stuff, I go I walk by my old neighborhood or I see some people from my block. Harlem has changed. I was raised. Why am I gonna say born? Born and raised on 115th and St. Nick, right? Nothing is the same. And I'm not a person who's afraid of change, but I'm afraid of why and what's the real reason behind the change. And I've been hearing a lot of horror stories about this gentrification shit and like how a lot of people who grew up in my building. Where I grew up, there are no more families there anymore. So basically, everybody that I grew up with isn't there anymore. Now there's just a bunch of random hipster white kids or these new white families. I've seen a couple of Asian families who pretty much run that building like it's theirs.
Oh, where do you live? I live uptown.
It's
on 115 and St. Nick.
I'm not. But what weirds me out is that you want to move into Harlem, no problem. Mm-hmm. But if you choose not to respect the culture of Harlem,
right,
and respect the originality of the people who were there before you, who the fuck are you to even think that that's okay? I'm seeing families being pushed out. I'm seeing people being discriminated against. Like I told you guys earlier, it was a horror story I heard. A friend of mine, shout out to my boy C's. C's is like the coolest dude you'll meet on the face of the earth, right?
Right.
But C's is a little bit darker than all of us here. C's is a little huskier.
Everybody's a little darker than you.
Okay. This is the shit I have to deal with, ladies and gentlemen. So C's is a little darker, bigger dude, gentle giant, cool dude, right. Very humble, respectful, has a great demeanor, but he has a little flash to him. He's a Harlem dude, like dudes know how to dress, whatever. White dude walks in before him, sees coming. Instead of holding the door for C's, he closes the door. C's runs up on him and goes, "If you're afraid of me and people of my color and everybody that looks like me, why the fuck would you move into this building?" This is just one horror story I've heard recently about my neighborhood and the gentrification that's been going on. Mm-hmm. I want to know what you guys thought about that, because there's a lot more shit I can talk about, but I want to know what your perspective is on gentrification.
I mean, I'm not a fan of it. Mm-hmm. I'm not a fan of it. I get why it's happening.
Why?
It's kind of like how the Bronx at one point was like the suburbs.
Mm-hmm.
The Bronx was the suburbs, and they built the Cross Bronx, and people realized that they can travel from Westchester County to the city on the Cross Bronx. So they moved up to Westchester County, left the Bronx, burnt the whole borough down.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, burnt the whole borough down. That's why, like, if you meet a lot of like older white guys, I actually was talking to an older white dude, and he was like, "Oh yeah, my mom's grew up in Pelham, and my dad grew up, I think he said, in Parkchester," and I was just like, "Yeah, they don't live there no more, do they?" And it's just a matter of this is not the suburbs anymore. You guys can look right out my window and see this is not the suburbs, nowhere near it.
But it's getting there.
But our rent is a lot lower than other boroughs, and that's where gentrification comes in. Whereas you have these these Caucasian families, they move here, or just singles, they move into these boroughs because us paying $1,200 rent is nothing compared to their $2,400 rent for a one bedroom. Mm-hmm. So it's like they see an opportunity, and then landlords and management see opportunities as well.
Whose fault is that though? Because
but
my thing is, it was all cool when white people were like, "Yeah, I paid $2,400. So what? I don't gotta be around you niggas and spics." But then when it became too much, when that 2006 recession hit their ass, when 2006, 2008 recession hit, they were real quick to be like, well, he got to move in with some of you motherfuckers. Now it's time for you motherfuckers to go. What?
You got to realize, like, also the type of people that are moving in. You get a lot of college kids who want to come to New York, want to make it big because New York is the big city of dreams. You know what I'm saying? So they're going off that, like, oh yeah, we're gonna move to New York. We're gonna make it happen. So a lot of people, they move to New York so that way they can buy, I guess, into the grit. They could buy like into, the whole aesthetic of what New York is, because New York, you have its beautiful parts. I'm from Queens. So it's like, you have the parts where you have the houses, and then you have places like this.
Yeah.
A lot of people, I like this. I think that it's nice. I think that there's a lot of things, within it. That there's like a lot of stories in a lot of these buildings and things. But so a lot of people, they want to buy into the whole, oh yeah, well we're gonna go to New York, we're gonna make it happen. If you could go there, you can make it anywhere.
But that's the bullshit that bothers me about it. And not to cut you off, but it was just like a lot of these, like you said, a lot of these white college kids. Half of these motherfuckers are like from Nebraska. Half of these things from North Dakota. They don't know anything. But the first thing they do, instead of learning the culture and respecting other people's grounds and stuff, automatically this shit is mine. And I feel like this has been a thing in white culture and in dawn of history of the white man. And I'm sorry, I hate sounding like this, but that has been their thing.
The white man.
Seriously though, it's been their thing since the dawn of since their existence, right, to just take.
No. I'm not defending
it's
it.
Weird
No.
though. When you think about it.
I don't want you to think that I'm about to defend it.
And I'm not saying that this generation is doing it on purpose.
What?
But it's like. That's like it's like a certain entitlement that they automatically know.
Right.
Because we work with children. I see certain way how certain white people raise their children. Mm-hmm. They raise them with such, the world is yours, and you need to understand that it belongs to you no matter what.
Well, I not to cut you off real quick. I honestly think this. Feel free to disagree. I don't think they don't even think. I believe they don't even think about that. I believe, and this is speaking on the people who come here from, other states. Yeah. They come here from other places. I don't think they're sitting down I'm going to move to the Bronx because we can take this over. I believe they look at it and go, you know what? I'm from Nebraska. Yeah. I pay $700 for a 2-bedroom, but I can only pay $700 for a 2-bedroom, for a 1-bedroom in the Bronx. Yeah. So I'm going to move to the Bronx. Yeah. Now, as far as, gentrification and things like that happening, look, we live in a capitalist country. You know what I'm saying? Where everything is about $1, bro. There's nothing that we can make happen for free because somebody's gonna want something at the end of it. Right. So this is just big business seeing an opportunity to make more money, and that's what they're all about. Is look, how can I make more money out of this shit? All right, you know what? I'm gonna move this group of people to this part of the city. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with Cypress Hill, Brooklyn. That's actually East New York. That's Brownsville. They call it Cypress Hill, just like they call certain parts of Harlem the Upper West Side.
Upper West Side,
It's just saying, hey, I'm gonna put this type of group in this area, and I'm gonna move this type of group to the other side. And that's just what happens. It's like pushing them out. In Compton, it happened. They put all the black people in the Compton and moved everybody else up to the hills.
I mean, gentrification has always been an issue, I remember,
but it's gotten bad. Spike Lee's been talking about it at a lot of colleges.
Right.
A lot of people who I know are very high intellect, high educated are really starting to get worried, and they're looking at their neighborhoods what the fuck is going on? Right.
I was watching Who's the Man the other day, the movie with Love and Dr. Dre, and one of the themes of the movie was gentrification. How there was this real estate monster who was trying to get everybody to move out of the neighborhood, just so he could put his own things up or what have you. But as far as gentrification, as far as you said, as far as them not thinking I can go and take it over, a totally different subject, but it ties right in. Their privilege allows them to not be able to see that.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, so thank you. There you go. That's exactly mindset. What I'm feeling. Yeah,
you got to be
because mommy and daddy instilled that in you, and they're not paying the rent. Mommy and daddy sending me the little $300,000 I need to go pay this bum ass rent.
But the funny thing is, sometimes the prices be jacked up, and it's at least 6 or 7 of these motherfuckers in an apartment.
Yeah, because they like that nasty shit.
When I stepped on the scene, when we started coming out and doing shows and shit, I would meet a lot of different people, and it's where do you live? Oh, I live in Bushwick. And I look at them
you live in Bushwick?
How the fuck
are you still?
When I was a kid, I couldn't go to Bushwick unless I had somebody with me. But then it's things have changed, and then a lot of the moms and pop stores are getting pushed out to make way for businesses that don't even last a full fucking year.
Let me tell you, oh my god, man.
There's a new coffee shop where you can take your dog and do yoga, and that shit closes a week later. Why? Because these businesses are struggling. But mind you, they'll push everything else out of the community though.
That's been, and once again, it goes right back to landlords and people who own these different places wanting to make another buck. That same person who might have opened up a coffee shop and put yoga in there it's not how much business that they're bringing in, because we know the mom and pop shops, they bring in business, especially if it's like, let's say a soul food restaurant, you know, in the places that we come from, let's say it's a soul food restaurant, they're bringing in dollars, but that doesn't mean that the landlord is making the same amount of money that they're bringing in. If the landlord is letting you use their building and you paying $20,000 a month, and this is me just throwing out a random number, and you make about $60,000 a month, they want a piece of that. So they move you out. Right, they get you out of there, and then the next person that they come in, they're gonna charge them $40,000 a month, and then they can't make that because they're not bringing in $40,000 worth of business. But they take the spot. Oh, it's a great location because I wanted to do this in the city, and it was $150,000 a year. I mean, a month. Pardon me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, and our neighborhoods are easier for people to move into because. We have so many abandoned buildings. We have so much land that's being unused. So somebody comes in, populates it. Landlords aren't thinking about, what about Ray? What about Dre? What about little Jason who used to play basketball?
Think about that though. Once again, it's that same psychological bullshit they did since the beginning, since the minute they thought they found this country. Oh shit, there go them Native Americans. Come here. Come take some of this. Come take some of this syphilis. Like, you know how they. I feel like it's just that's always been who they are.
Hold the smallpox blanket.
Yeah, hold it.
Enjoy.
Hold this fake ass turkey full of fucking smallpox. That's how they are. Here's another horror story, and I'm calling them horror stories because it breaks my heart to see this is where my community's going. I know you guys have been. I don't know if you guys ever hung out for any of your building, hung out with your peoples. That's how my community was.
Oh, why? Because we're black. We just automatically. Hey, you ever hang out with your peoples in front of your building?
With your bros.
Fuck both of you. Like I was saying, like everybody used to chill in front of the block. Everybody used to have lawn chairs outside. People were drinking, chilling. No vibe. Like people were chilling, right? Right. So I remember this first white couple moves in. Right. It was a husband that played guitar and this random white bitch and their son, whatever. They move in, blah, blah, years go by. Now they're starting to go to a lot of the building meetings, and I guess they must have bought an apartment. Or I think they're renting, but whatever the case may be. Somehow, people in the building found out this lady has become a board member. And everybody's sitting there going, how the fuck does this bitch just randomly become a board member within 2 years of just moving into the building? Right. So one day, everybody's outside, and my best friend's mom goes into one of those meetings one day, right? She walks out heated. Mind you, now, I have hundreds of horror stories. Now, she walks out heated. And I'm like, yo, why's your mom mad, bro? She comes back downstairs. She yells at everybody in front of her. Let me tell you motherfuckers right now. Stop talking to this white asshole because he'll sit there in front of your face and go, hey, what's up? Who's selling weed and who's smoking? Who got the drinks? And then when he goes into those board meetings, he's selling all you motherfuckers out with his wife. He's sitting there telling everybody, I'm afraid to walk into the building because there's so many people in front of the building. You know what she said during that board meeting? And she showed me video because she recorded it. She got up and said, my son and all his friends that you see every day in front of that building, those are people you know. Those are people's children. Those are people who grew up here, who've been a part of this community before you got here. So don't sit here and bullshit everybody by painting this fucking negative ass picture by saying everybody. Because at the end of the day, when I walk into this building, I feel safe knowing my son and his friends are there to protect me. Now, you go to my building now, 3 years later, there's nobody allowed to be in front of that building. Nobody.
Loitering.
There you go. Big ass signs. Don't sit here, don't sit there. Cameras here, cameras there. Guess what? 2 years ago, my boy calls me and goes, yo, you won't believe this shit. Somebody got raped in the building. This white girl and her boyfriend or some dude she was with raped her in the hallway. Out of all those years living in that damn building, out of all the crazy shit from gang wars to people stabbing people getting shot across the street, all personal issues that people created for themselves over money or over colors or whatever the case may be, that was on them. But to hear rape in your building, and then you sit there and go, damn, a white chick gets raped by the bullshit, it makes you wonder like, yo, yeah, you was real quick to get everybody to fuck out the front of the building and get all these people who were part of that community out of that building. Now look at your building. A fucking joke. A fucking disgusting joke. And now it's like, yo, who the fuck thought that would be okay? Because at the end of the day, because I know a lot of people who were selling us out were people of that building. Right. And people who just moved in recently, or people who got a part of that clique that just moved in recently. Because I ain't going front. There's a lot of Spanish and black people that was acting like fucking assholes when these white people came in. They were sitting there kissing their ass like it was no tomorrow. And it made me sick. It's crazy. This gentrification shit is just out of control.
It is, man. It's like one of those topics that you just like you get fired up talking about this shit.
Because it's sad. Because you're destroying community. You're taking families out. Because not everybody's a fucking drug dealer. Not everybody's a gangman. But there are people who are still trying to do right by society, and they're getting fucking hurt because Billy and Jane want to move in because the rent's cheaper and they can go buy a yacht next week. Like, that shit is stupid.
The crazy thing is, honestly, the only boroughs that's really been conflicted by it as of now, and I'm just saying as of now, is Brooklyn and Manhattan. But we're gonna say the only parts of Manhattan is Harlem and Washington Heights.
There are parts of Queens that are catching it too.
No, you know who's really they're coming to the Bronx.
That's not a surprise.
Don't sleep on the Bronx yet either. They're moving to the Bronx now.
Yeah, they what do they call it? Sobro, the piano district.
That's down a block from here.
My thing is,
crazy.
That's down a block.
With the Bronx is that like some of the urban communities, you see all the new like residential buildings that are going up and all the new like. There's a lot of people fixing a lot of stuff up because at the end of the day, they know that these idiots are willing to pay, whether they think it's high or low. Because it's a trend now. That's the thing people don't understand. I feel like that's another thing with white culture is that white culture loves anything that's fucking trendy. So it's trendy to go to Brooklyn and be in Brooklyn. It's trendy to live in Harlem. That's a cool thing now for them to say, hey, I live in Harlem. It's like cool for their friends in Nebraska. Like, yo,
that's what I was saying.
Ted made it in Harlem.
Like, buy into like, you know, the aesthetic of being in New York.
Ted moved in Harlem when it was 2016 when everybody's white and friendly. Ted didn't move in Harlem when it was 1996. When motherfuckers gonna be outside past 8 o'clock at night. That's not when Ted would have made it 2 days later. Because Ted would have got robbed, stripped, and beat to the fucking bloody.
People were worried about the Bronx being changed when the stadium went up. When the new stadium went up, that came and went just as fast as the stadium.
Nah, it's changing, bro. It's changing.
It's not changing as rapidly as the other boroughs.
It's not as drastic. But
it's not as drastic, but it'll get there.
Yeah.
You want to know when it gets there? When y'all start seeing street vendors not there no more. Y'all gonna be like, hey, what the fuck?
You think so? Nah, I think the street vendors will still be there.
Nah, I don't think so.
You know why?
I don't think so.
White people like street meat.
No, I mean like the dudes that be outside selling CDs and little trinkets.
They're not out there in Harlem anymore?
Hell no, bro. I told you.
Don't see them.
I went to Harlem. That shit looks like the Upper West Side.
I feel like they're still out there, but they're not like
they're not out there anymore. They can't be. They don't want that presence. These people run everything now. Like they don't play when it comes to that. Yo, like I told you, I said, yo, they just started planting trees and all. Why couldn't I have trees when I was 10 when I was growing up in that neighborhood? It's like a tree on every inch of that block, and it's like, god damn.
Not just that, but there's also like an increased police presence.
Yo, and it's let me tell you about that. Yo, I grew up in that building my whole entire life. I have never seen any sign that said the police here. My building now has the name of the police commissioner, the person who oversees the name, the personal number of the person. It's like, wow, you put all that shit for them. But when the families who are struggling to keep their children out the streets and not be in gangs and not sell drugs, y'all didn't put those numbers up. Right. Oh, but in 2015 and 2014 and 2013, when it was cool for their asses to move in, now y'all want to pull all that shit up to keep their asses safe and comfortable. Yeah, fuck you, man. So it's like, crazy.
I get your anger behind it. My question to you is, why are you surprised?
It's disgusting. And then it's our own people selling us out as well. Like, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Why are you surprised?
Shit is crazy.
Think about every strong, powerful movement, right? Let's talk about. Look, I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with y'all. Feel free to object.
Yeah.
Black people turn on each other quicker than anybody else.
Shit is crazy, bro.
We are easily bought. We're easily bought because we come from a world where we don't have much. So many of us are easily bought. And you know what happens? With our pride and our ego and our discomfort with somebody else being overpowering us, one of our own overpowering us, allows Ray to step in and go, look, Dre, I give you $20,000. You help me take down J Manab, and I'll give you $20,000 every month for the rest of your life.
And that's exactly what happened.
I'll help you get that house on the hill if you help me do this. You're a better leader than him. Help me take this down. And that's what happens. That's a lot of this shit doesn't surprise me. It does not surprise me. So I don't get this. Oh my God, I can't believe this is happening moment. You brought up Sobro. Not surprised. I'm not surprised. That area is full of warehouses, condemned buildings, projects. It was only a matter of time for them to come over there and take that over. You cross right over the bridge into East Harlem, and now you're this is the neighborhood that's full of meth clinics. So that's Zombie Land. That's what I call Zombie Land. East Harlem. Then you walk to the west side and everything is beautiful. There's trees. The sun shines a different way over there. It shines differently on the west side of Harlem.
It's crazy because I feel like when I'm in East Harlem, no matter, it could be the sunniest day.
Shit look like London.
Gloomy as fuck.
It feels like London. Shit like Silent Hill.
It feels like that opening scene when Rick is walking down the fucking street and Walking Dead.
Oh, in the first episode when he was like, where the fuck? I should have died in that hospital.
That's what walking down East Harlem feels like, and you're like, damn. You know what I'm saying?
Shit crazy.
And to see these things happen, gentrification, these things happen. Look, we're not that old. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like we're not like in our 50s and 60s where everything was about black businesses. Why do you think these black businesses are gone? We didn't say, hey man, fuck it, I'm out. No, somebody walked in the business and said, look, it's time. You should be ready to retire. You've been running this place for 60 years.
And that's what happened.
Here's $100,000 a boat and a house in Florida.
They don't even get that much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this is me being generous.
Look, this is my last thing on that.
But this is what happens is, and once again, anybody can object. You guys can object. But we are easily bought. Yeah,
and that's exactly what happened to my brother.
And I see this every day. And even look, our motto here is, you know, we're just two broke dudes with no jobs and a podcast. Listen, I'm unemployed by choice. Like, I'm not unemployed. I make money, but I make the amount of money I want to make, not the amount of money that somebody says they're gonna give me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And this is the things that I see every day is when somebody accepts something and go, hey, you know what? I'm gonna take the $7 an hour because they told me they'll give me $9 eventually. What? Yeah. And this is how we as a people, we sell ourselves short.
Oh, you know, well, I'll take that $7 and then I'll eventually work my way up.
Yeah, no. But wait, you just told me you have 15 years of experience. Why are you taking the $7? Oh, because that's what they said they could start me with. Go somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, you just
find
look at
your worth.
Yeah. And that's what happened. People see the minimal opportunity. They didn't look at it and go, you know what? If I stay in these neighborhoods, if I continue to run these businesses, if I continue to be a landmark for this neighborhood, I can be the backbone of this neighborhood and keep it strong.
What I will say,
once you remove the backbones, you destroy the neighborhood.
I will say we need to put more money into our own communities instead of like always running to the other spots.
That's
like,
funny you say that.
Instead of like running to, you know, the Arab store or running to like, you know.
Let me, I want to piggyback on them because I want to see what you guys think of this. Like, I spoke to this about my barber, and my barber's been in Harlem.
You didn't even let him finish. You just
my back for taking. I want her.
It's cool, yo. I'm just a third straight.
This is, you know what it is. Like, you know, I'm very passionate about this shit. This shit frustrates me, bro.
Like, the nigga at the end of the bench that yo,
that's him. I don't think nothing about you this way. That's his stupid ass thoughts. Yeah, but whatever.
You're not getting in the game. Pass me a towel.
That's his.
Yo, like, Manop's at the end of the bench. Good.
Because this is gonna be my last statement on this. This is gonna be my last statement on this. Let me ask you something, because my barber, who's been in Harlem longer than me, because he's older than me, he has 2 businesses, entrepreneur. He says something. And I want to see what you guys think. I don't know if you guys agree with this. And I go, yo, Sean, what do you think about what's going on with all this gentrification? He goes, if all black, now Sean's black, by the way, so don't look at me like I'm upset into a Spanish guy. Sean goes, if all black people would get the fuck off with drugs and start waking up, maybe they can start taking back the community. What do you think about that?
That's touchy because I see what he's saying. I see where he's going with it, but at the same time, that's kind of a dangerous statement to make, to an extent, because it's like if all black people get off drugs, well, I mean, are all black people on drugs necessarily? You know what I mean? So maybe I'm reading too much into it.
How many of your friends you know get high?
Yeah,
weed's not a fucking drug.
Weed is a drug, bro.
Weed is a drug.
It alters. Yeah.
I don't smoke it, but you know.
How many of your friends you don't get high?
Almost all of them.
Okay, all right. How many of your friends you don't get high?
Nah, it doesn't even.
What do you think about that statement? Do you honestly? Because I didn't know how to take that statement. Because I looked at Sean, and then I didn't know if to say if you were a dumbass or maybe you're a genius, maybe you're right. I don't know how I was supposed to take that statement because I'm like, are you onto something?
I believe
because
I don't believe it's the drugs itself. I just believe it's the laziness.
If we change our mindset,
I believe it's the mind state. I believe it's the thought that somebody owes us something, or the whole. I like to call it the "woe is me" pity parties. Yeah. Oh, why this can't happen for me? You know, why is this always happening to me? Like I don't live that way. This is me personally. I don't live that way. So when I see my people living that way, it's like, yo, I want to tell them, yo, shut the fuck up and go and get it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like.
But
now all of us is fucked up, Like some of us is living right. Like we're doing what we got to do. Yeah. We get up every day. Up 7:30 in the morning, busting out what we got to do. Get to the next thing. We're making things come alive. You know what I'm saying? But they're blaming on like the drugs, man. Drugs been around forever, bro. Like niggas.
We don't bring that shit.
When I go back to my block, it's still the same 45-year-old selling crack, but with nothing to show for it, and no help in his block, and it's like, yo, this is exactly why we losing.
And those are the ones that's lacking their ambition.
Yep.
But see, here's the thing. We can't call them unsuccessful because they found a way to be successful at selling drugs and not end up in jail.
Yeah, but they still living with their damn mama.
See, but that's not our problem.
And they probably have been in jail and they've been
But that's not our problem. See, what the problem is the problem that I would say is our problem is where they're actually giving the drugs to the younger people.
Yeah. That's
where our problem really lies in. I don't think how they're living is the issue. It's the drug. I don't think the drug is necessarily the shit that they inhale, they smoke. The drug is the thing that they're teaching.
Right.
That's the fucked up drug, because it's like the guy that's 45, he's still standing right there on 115th and St. Nick, and he's been there since he was He's been there since he was 20. He's now teaching the same kid who's 15, watching him, that you can be here forever. Like your legacy can be left on this corner. You know what I'm saying? Like when you die, they'll build you murals. But eventually, they're going to paint over those for somebody else because somebody else is going to die. You know what I'm saying? That's where it's honestly fucked up at. Yeah. Because it's not fair. It's almost dealing somebody a bad hand off the back. We worry about the next generation, but the current one is fucked up right now. Right. I don't worry about the future. I worry about the present. And presently, everything is fucked up.
These kids are running around here with no kind of like... no regard towards anything.
But who they learning from? You know what I'm saying? Like the big homies go, I'm not gonna shoot. I'm gonna get my low mans to do it. Because we feel like the younger guys.
I feel like it depends on the area though.
Yeah, it does, because it's not like that.
I feel like it's more technology.
Yeah,
that sounds like Chicago. What you just described to me, like,
bro, it's trust me, it's.
I feel like it's technology because
technology. We control technology, bro. Like the things that go on there, it's not put on because like some robot is standing there and say, "Hey, we're gonna pretend to be black kids shooting at each other." No, the same. You just showed us the shit on Facebook with the kids. The kids talking about trading guns on Facebook. They're using technology as a short but dumb route.
But you know what I see it as? Honestly, I see it as, and you know, this is the usual argument or the usual cop out. I see it as the media, and I'm not talking about like, oh, you know, the media, like the news reports and everything, but it's like like what you see, like kids who do what they see or what have you. Like, you know, people don't think that certain things have power over people's, like, you know,
World Star.
Like exactly, like you.
No, I'm gonna bleep that out. All right, I'm bleeping that right now. Nah, we don't talk about that place.
We don't.
Yeah. But that's the thing though. Like that's where most of the stereotypical negative attention comes from, and it's like.
So I feel like it's deeper than just the people that are in our own communities. I feel like there's
we
also
grew up in
an
a different
outside
era.
force or whatever. You know, like, again, all of this shit is capitalism. So it's like, well, you know, you see advertisements on TV like, hey, you know, if you want to be fly, you got to get those kicks, or you know, you got to brush your teeth with this kind of toothpaste, otherwise she's not gonna want to talk to you, or you got to dress like this, otherwise she's not gonna give you no pussy. So you know, it's like there are a bunch of different things that contribute to it. That's like a totally different subject, though. You know, it ties in, but what I want to say, though, like, you know, as far as the gentrification thing goes, I don't mind white people moving into the area as long as they respect what's already established. Don't just move in and try to be like, oh, well, look at this. Golly gee, I've discovered a new soul food restaurant over there on 116th, and it is amazing. Like,
now I want to change it into a vegan spot because...
Exactly. You know, so it's like, respect what's already there. You can't just come in, they call it Columbusing, like where you come in and you think you discovered some shit.
Yeah, but you didn't.
And you didn't, but you try to make it into something. So it's like, respect what's already there. Respect the fucking foundation. You know, and to all the white people watching and listening, respect the motherfucking foundation.
You gotta look in the camera, Tom.
Respect the motherfucking foundation. Like, don't think just because you move somewhere or whatever, like, oh, well, this is, I've conquered and I've discovered. Like, no, there's shit that's been here for years. Yeah. You don't just, like, come in and you don't just wipe out a whole fucking community. Who the fuck is you?
Yeah.
You know?
But at the same time, I think our culture, I'm bugging out. Black and Latinos, we need to start taking responsibility for our actions as well. Because we sit by and let it go by, and we do stupid shit that gives them the ability to do it, like not paying your rent or just the typical hood shit that makes you go, what the fuck are you doing? And this is why they have the ability, and they have the legal litigations, and they have the ability to kick us all out. It's just the same bullshit. But my thing is, I'm gonna say this though. This is my last thing I'm saying on this. I bet, I'm saying this now, and clock me on this. In 5 years, after this stops being a trend for them, they'll move on to the next thing. They'll move on to the next part of the community. They're gonna keep pushing us out until they're gonna push us out. And once they see we built up, because you know what it was though? Because when we started making our homes look great, they were like, oh shit, this rat hole looks amazing. All they did was put some paint and some plaster, and they made this look brand new. Oh shit, imagine when I move in. So they're gonna keep pushing us out till we all get pushed out into Jersey, and they're gonna follow our asses right back into Jersey. That's all they do is pillage, destroy, pillage, destroy, pillage, destroy. And when it's done,
you make them sound like aliens.
But that's just how that's their pattern.
I mean, that's another subject if you want to be technical. But
I know you're going.
In 5 years, they'll be out of Harlem, and Harlem will be an overpriced, desolate place full of destruction and just shit we got to pick up on.
And that's what's gonna happen. Like usually, what happens is well, we've already come over here. Yeah. We've already prettied up the area. Yeah. First off, Harlem was beautiful. During the terrible 90s and all, during where everything was fucked up when the crime was
except for the East Side. The East Side
it's struggling, but it's getting there now.
There's always been beauty within, regardless of whatever goes on. So it's like you didn't do shit. You put a fucking Starbucks up. And you maybe added a Chipotle.
It was Starbucks' fault. I blame Starbucks for that shit.
Anytime you see a Starbucks go up in the area, then 9 times out of 10,
it's Starbucks.
They actually they just built a Starbucks not too far from here, but it's by the courthouses. So
you even more fucked.
They did the same
Starbucks and cops.
Nah, it's always been courthouses over there. This is where right over here by Yankee Stadium is the Bronx Bookings.
Oh, okay, all right.
So yeah, they built it right across the street from it. But now if this Starbucks ends up right across the street from my house, I'm out. Y'all gonna know I'm going.
No more get kicked out like how Jazz used to get kicked out of Fresh Prince. He's getting right out the window. I'm telling you.
No more podcasts. It's over.
Dre and Ray recorded on the corner of New Jersey. we in Newark.
I lived in Jersey, bro. I actually did live in. You remember that time I lived in Jersey?
I remember you living in Jersey.
I lived in Jersey for a year.
Jersey looks like
actually
Compton.
Jersey gets rid of its people faster than any other state, bro. I was behind in a month rent, and they kicked me out. Took me to court and everything. A month behind.
Jersey doesn't play, bro.
They don't play, bro.
Yo, they find out. I think if you work in New York City and you live in Jersey, they tax you more.
Yeah, they do. I had to tell them I lived in and worked in Jersey. But they would charge you extra.
They would charge you extra. That's how grimy Jersey is.
I was right there in Jersey City, man.
Jersey's like that ugly sister to New York.
Hell no, she's like that.
Jersey's that adopted sister that nobody talks about.
Nobody talks about. Or that cock blocking best friend in the club with pretty ass New York.
You know what I'm saying?
This is my sister Jersey.
Yeah.
Girl, can we go?
Yeah.
I'm tired.
Jersey's the fat friend, my nigga.
But shouts to all my Jersey people.
Y'all heard anything else in the news recently?
I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with you, Ray. I don't watch the news. I don't watch the news because it's depressing. This shit is utterly my girl tried to show me a couple posts of kids dying, and I smacked her phone.
Dying for what? Dying of what? Just regularly dying?
I don't know.
Yo, look at these motherfuckers just choking to death. What?
You smacking your girl on the
I said her phone out her hand.
Yeah, I ain't nothing about smacking. He trying to set you up. He trying to Ike Turner you.
This is why we fucked up as a people. This motherfucker tried to
already. God damn, the show didn't even get that big yet. Already.
You can always edit this shit.
No, straight raw.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah, that's why you got.
So did Dre Manning admit, or did he not admit? He said he did this shit.
Why?
Why what?
Why are you afraid of what's going on in current events?
Because I feel like every time I watch the TV, I'm watching to see one of our people die. It's like a moving obituary for people.
Well, there's a lot of shit on the news that they don't report actually.
And then on top of that, I don't pay attention to politics either. Yeah. I'm very ignorant when it comes to politics.
Why? You shouldn't be.
Because honestly, nothing that happens has affected me directly
yet, or it has affected you, but you haven't noticed it affected you.
In the last No. I haven't noticed it because I don't give a fuck. And that's where I say I'm ignorant. There's nothing that an elected official, I think I had this conversation with Manap.
You did.
There is nothing that an elected official can tell me on TV while they're trying to do these rallies to get votes. When one, I know about the electoral college. I have a very, very good understanding of it. So I know our votes really don't matter. And this is black, white, whoever the fuck you are. Your votes don't matter. Each state has a certain amount of votes. And that's how these politicians get picked.
When I say
now, wait, before you go, I know no elected politician can do anything for me directly or my children because they're in office and they have other people that they have to listen to. It's people like you, it's people like Manap who are down here on the ground floor that I'm actually paying attention to. I'm watching the things that you do because you're in the neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? Like you're going through the crevices of these neighborhoods and trying to make the changes. I'll put this out there. When we worked at the Boys Club, we were making change. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like one thing about this show, you guys, is everybody that comes on, everybody that's part of this show right now, we know each other. It's not just like 3 random guys that were set up to be here. We know each other. Me and Manat, we was like 6 or 7 years strong. Me and Ray is like 4 or 5 years strong. Yeah. We know each other. We have a history. So we know the impacts that we've tried to make on our communities. Nope. Yo, I don't give a fuck how many times Obama came through it. I've never seen him stop in my neighborhood. What has he done that's really affected me? Oh, I got health insurance. That's it. I always had a job. You know what I'm saying? Like to say, oh, he created more jobs. Bitch, I always had a job. I always had a job.
I do say, though, he did get us out of that recession. That recession that almost destroyed
We
us.
never felt that recession.
Oh, yes, we have.
I don't know. I can't
I think we have. Bro,
it
it was bad. Try to think back to 06 and 07 when there was nothing.
Try to think back to your own pockets. Fuck what everybody else is going through. Think back to your own pockets and what you make. Did the recession really affect you?
I can only speak for myself.
Because I can think back to when I wasn't working. You couldn't get a job to save your life back in... And I'm talking about 06, 07. You know, now I get an interview every fucking 2 weeks.
06, 07. All right, 06, 07, I was about a year or two removed from high school. I had 3 different jobs.
06... I would say like more 08, 07, 08.
Yeah, 08.
Was when it really like kicked in.
But I had a steady job in 08, so maybe it didn't really affect me back. But I remember when that...
Like I just said, think about where it directly affected you. Now, it affected people, don't get me wrong, but it affected people who are not in our tax bracket. It didn't really affect us that way.
I mean, if you've never really... Well, I'm not going to say if you've never had money, but if, like, you've never...
It's still a trickle-down effect, though. You got to understand.
By the time it gets down to us, it's like when comments come from the atmosphere. By the time it hits the
Now
earth...
it's just going to be dust.
Exactly.
Now it's just going to be dust.
By the time it got down to us, because that's... We're at the bottom of the totem pole. Bro, it's not like we live in a fucking brownstone. We have a brownstone in Harlem, or we got a little mini mansion out in Westchester County. We live in tenements.
During that time, though, the real estate market also crashed, and it priced a lot of people out of their homes. That's what made way for, like, this new wave of, like, you know, gentrification, quote unquote.
It was happening already, though.
It was happening already, but that, like, after
that shit gave him the boot in the ass to rock it.
Yeah, we was out there. Like, people were living in Bushwick in 08 like, while we was out there running the city.
I'm like, huh?
Yeah, we was out there running the city, doing shows, performing and everything in Bushwick.
Yeah.
And then a bunch of white people in the street partying. So to say the recession contributed to gentrification, remember, Do the Right Thing came out when?
No, but listen, no. It came out, yes, 89, but it also, like, it helped bring it more to the forefront, in my eyes at least, like, because then that's when I really started noticing, oh shit, like, this shit is different. This shit is not the same anymore. It's always been going on. It's always been an issue. Like, it's always been a thing of like, okay, well, we're getting priced out here, we're getting priced out there, but I didn't really start noticing it until, like, that recession hit. And it's like, oh shit, well, you know, a lot of these old spots aren't here anymore. They couldn't afford it. They couldn't keep up with it. So instead, you know, shit got turned into fucking condos and new high-rise buildings. Like, a lot of mom and pop stores. Right, that nobody could afford. So it's like, you know, that's when everything really took a hit. So I feel like...
It was more so for people who have businesses that
for people that have businesses.
Are you not a fan of Obama?
I'm not a fan of politics. I just said that. I don't... Look... I need you guys to truly understand this. I do not pay attention to politics.
You understand that if we're not aware, we're just doomed to repeat history.
We're already repeating history.
How?
Look into the streets, how we have black and brown kids being choked out by police officers for standing there. We're already repeating history. We're rioting because of these incidents. We're already repeating
But that doesn't
history.
solve anything. My thing is because
What
the people who are rioting aren't rioting because Eric Garner got killed or Michael Brown was murdered. They're writing for them fucking selves. Like, I have a chance to get a TV.
Nah. I don't agree
He said
with
the
that.
people that are rioting, not the people that are protesting.
Now, protesting is different.
Wait, let's
but I feel
separate
like
them.
with those incidents, it's beyond that now, man. I think Pac's been saying it for years already. People are going, it's beyond rioting. It's beyond, you want it to stop? The same way they founded this country, you gotta be violent.
Look,
period.
I'm gonna say something to y'all and tell me how you feel about this. Obama didn't become a black president to the end of his term.
What you mean?
I see what you mean.
How?
I see like
How? Why'd you say that?
Obama did not become a black president until the end of his term.
because before, I guess Dre's saying like before he was just the president, but now it's like
Yo, I'm
he's
out of
starting
here.
to do more things.
I'm gonna do what I want. I'm gonna walk about this bitch and y'all gonna remember
I
my
think he's
name.
always had that arrogant attitude. He didn't have that
always-
arrogant. He didn't have to start showing his ass until they started getting crazy disrespectful.
He didn't have
like,
to start showing his
doing
ass until
trees. Like these motherfuckers who were Republicans were doing treasonous things, like doing shit behind his back that people would have been done federal time. Who would have done federal time? Who were getting away with it? Like that's when he started to be like, okay, you got a problem with my blackness. Now I'm gonna start showing my black ass. How about that? That's when he started getting crazy. He was sitting there taking it like, all right, it was little things like shouting at his thing, but he was like, all right, I got that.
Yeah.
But now when y'all started doing like treason and certain things like that, now we got a problem. That's when I feel like he started getting out of character.
I'm not even out of
Character, but
just,
what he's doing is justifiable. Like I understand why he's being a smart ass now.
I honestly just believe it's because he doesn't have to campaign anymore. He said it. He's like, oh, I don't have to campaign anymore.
He's like, I have no terms left to run.
Yeah, because what did they
won
shout?
both
What
of
did they
them.
shout before he said
He's
that?
like, I don't have to campaign anymore.
Why though? Why did he say that? Because they got crazy out the mouth, and he was like, "Y'all forgot. I won all my terms."
Our president has done the best that he could,
And he's done an amazing job.
And within politics, there's always that shit that you don't really want to like get too deep into. There's the shit that you know about, like, oh well, his administration allows yada yada, this, that, and the third. But I feel like he did the best that he could.
And especially the way it was given to
The way it
him.
was given to him, because you're coming off of an 8-year Bush reign. And then, not to mention, people always say, oh, Bill Clinton was a great president. Bill Clinton was okay. Bill Clinton's a fucking slime ball.
Yeah, that's it.
Because of what he did in his
That's
personal
why
life?
people like
No,
him.
not because of what. I don't give a fuck. Get your dick sucked. Live life, my nigga. Do what you do.
So what makes you feel
But
nice?
because there are certain laws, like, then that's where they had, like, I guess you have to serve, like, the minimum, or at least it's. I have to go back and read up on it, but
He put in place a lot of policies that hurt urban communities.
They got a lot of our people in jail now. Still, like,
He's hurt a lot of people with some of their
Worse than
policies.
Giuliani's?
No.
well, you got to remember, Giuliani was the mayor.
Of New
Bill
York.
Clinton is the president.
Giuliani's a white racist dickhead who doesn't want to admit he's a white racist dickhead.
Isn't he like pretend Italian?
Yeah, like
He's
you
pretend
weird
Italian.
old white fuck. I like my thing is with Giuliani. He put in all these cops' head that it's okay to abuse because that's what cleaned up 42nd Street. When he went into office, he was like, "Look, use your power to the most aggressive force you can," and that's where that aggression comes from. And they still have that aggressive mentality because of Mayor Giuliani's stupid ass. So I mean, but he's a confused jackass. You can tell. He saw Beyonce's performance and thought it was a way to diss the NYPD. Like, where did you get that, you old hypocrite?
So many other people felt the same way.
They did because
And they were
like,
wrong.
They don't
They're out of
realize
touch.
it though. You know what it is?
They're
Everybody
just as ignorant as I am with politics. They're just as ignorant with black culture. I think it's actually safe to say it.
It's
Like
a
they don't
shame.
understand it and they don't care to understand it.
The fact that people were calling Black Panthers terrorists was just like the most confusing thing I've ever heard. But the KKK is like the most loveliest group on the face of the earth. No one calls them terrorists though. No, how dare we? It's like, yo,
They're a club.
they're
right.
Like, hey,
what are you talking about? They just play video games all day.
Hey, no, we don't lynch people. we play video games, Stop.
That's silly. Come on.
poppy.
We give each other shaved head ball haircuts. What are you talking about? Like, that shit is so confusing. Fucking retarded.
The Aryan Brotherhood, we don't shave ourselves, boy. We all have alopecia.
We're close to the Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. What are you talking about? They're fucking confusing.
You mad, bro?
You don't want to see me angry.
Why are you mad? Bitch, you piss it off!
You know what really grinds my gears?
You mad. Not be mad. You're mad. You mad.
Raymond V. Time to tell these why you mad, son.
Okay, that was. I hope to God you edited that. That was like the way. Yeah, you ever seen him do the DX chop? And it's the most awkwardest looking thing. He look how he does it. Yo, and he did it at work one time. And I'm just saying, look at this nigga like, yo, what the fuck? And he does it at random moments.
Look like a gorilla doing that shit, bro.
Yo.
That's not a black joke either, but
That was racist.
coming from me, like,
Damn. All right.
Oh, my bad. I didn't hear the intro. That's why I'm like, I'm waiting for the intro.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Welcome to my second Tell Them Why You're Mad. It took me a while to think about this, and I hope you guys give me a rebuttal for this. My views and my thoughts on religion. In my opinion, since the dawn of time and in civilization, religion has been nothing but detrimental to society. And I think when we start to get to the age of reason and we start to realize religion has not helped us one bit in life. If you look at the things that are going on now in America with terrorism and people seeing a goal at the end of the day by blowing themselves up for their religious standpoints and the stands and the things they point of view. In my life, I've seen religion destroy homes. I know of a woman who's a Jehovah's Witness, and I see how it's destroyed her family and her home and her views and the things that she stands for. I've seen her work her ass off because she thinks there's a goal at the end of it. She thinks she's going to die and be resurrected as a beautiful woman. Seeing some of these things and the way that some of these Jehovah's Witnesses and other people, what they stand for as a religion, it sickens me, and it actually made me more of an atheist and everything. If you look at some of the things that are in the Bible now, like that was in the Bible before man decided to take it out, there were quotes saying it was a sin to have long hair, not to be around a woman when she was on her period, stone someone to death who's had sex with a woman on her period. These are the things that are in that imaginary comic book. Yes, I compared the Bible to a comic book because it's ridiculous and it's unbelievable, and it sickens me the fact that this book is still such a great hold on American life, because they say 4 out of 5 homes own a Bible, and it's ridiculous and it's scary. And I've seen certain things today that made me go, wow, religion is a very, very big problem for us in the world. And at the end of the day, my view on religion is that, hey, you read that Bible, all it should make you do is be more of an atheist. And that is my today's Tell Them Why You're Mad. You guys have any rebuttal, anything to say against what I just said?
You want to jump in?
you're going to hell, son. You're going to hell in a handbasket. Now, I definitely agree. Like, as far as like, not needing religion, or not believing in it. I don't follow religion. I would say I'm more spiritual than I am religious. I came up in a Baptist church, but I was baptized the whole 9. But I don't follow religion because religion has people driving planes in the buildings. Shit.
And here's my thing on it as well.
Wait,
yeah.
I'm going to interject real quick. Because, like, when you guys mention driving planes into buildings, you mention blowing themselves up. You specifically mention an Islamic religion. Yeah. So...
An extreme, I don't want to say Muslim, an extreme Islamic religion. But it's still a religion, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I want to put that out there because we have viewers who are Muslim, and of course they're not going to agree with, because then we still have some extremists who are
and I'm targeting Christians, I'm targeting Catholics, I'm targeting Jehovah's Witnesses.
I will say this at the same time. Religion can be a beautiful thing if properly followed. Or if followed in the right way.
But it's been manipulated so much by us as human beings, and we've used it as another way to control people. It's gotten out of hand. And his look at this. When George Bush became president, I want you guys to debate what I'm going to say. Like, when George Bush became president, he was one of the biggest religious presidents. Well, one of the a few religious, like very religious presidents we had. When that motherfucker vetoed stem cell research because he said God wouldn't agree on it. Remember, he vetoed stem cell research in 2000. God knows where stem cells research could have been today in 2016. People who've been paralyzed would have been able to walk. People who had Parkinson's disease would have been able to figure it out. Like, stem cells research was another great way to send us into the great beyond in the future. That man has stopped certain technological things because of religion. Yeah. And that shit is ridiculous that we put this imaginary being in the sky first before logic, before science, before the things that cure us. Because at the end of the day, When I get sick, I don't just pray and go, please God, make this cold go away. No, I take Cozies, I take Dayquil, I take NyQuil, which was man-made. It's crazy to me, and it irks me. Go ahead.
If you break it down,
Here we go.
the medicine that you use, right, wasn't man-made. God made.
Okay.
No.
Go. Please explain to me how this invisible motherfucker made NyQuil.
Hear me out, Puerto Rican.
I'm listening.
All right. Now, I'm just fucking with you.
I know you got no rebuttal for that shit.
When it comes down to religion, just like the both of you, I believe in a being. I believe in a higher being. I believe in God. I believe in God. I do not believe in Christianity. I do not believe in any other. I don't believe in Catholics, Muslims, Israelites. I don't believe in none of them. I don't believe in none of that. I believe in God. I'm not gonna sit down and say everything that I do is based on my faith in God. No, I am a sinner as well. You know what I'm saying? I have children. Oh no, I'm going to hell in a fucking Corvette on fire with Osama sitting next to me. All right, that's with a broken gasoline tank. All right, plain and simple. Me and the devil are gonna dap each other up when I get there. But it might not be as worse from where I'm coming from. You know what I'm saying? Like it might not be as worse. Now, do I believe people use religion to control people? Yes. I believe they use it to manipulate people and make them feel less of and make them feel like, you need to have this type of faith in order to be righteous in life. You can be righteous in life if you're doing what you got to do for yourself. I think also in the Bible, it actually says not to build temples in his name. Instead, your temple is your home. That is where you praise him. Like, I might be wrong. I might be wrong, and don't, you know what I'm saying? Don't quote me on this. But if I pray at home, it's just as good as me praying at church. Because this is an intimate conversation that I've had with God. I've seen there's times Manap came into my crib and I go to say something to him and he puts his hand up and he stops me and I'm like, what's up? He's like, I'm having a conversation with God, and he sits down. And he'll sit down for like 10-15 minutes, and then once he's done, he'll go, all right, it was good.
I didn't know you were religious like that. My bad.
I'm not religious. I'm spiritual. I'm not religious. There's a difference. Like, just like I don't think that religion, I think that when religion is misused, it's a terrible thing. Do I believe in it personally? No, because it doesn't really do anything for me. I realize me being more spiritual, that helps. That works a lot more in my favor instead. Now, I know a lot of devout Christians. I know a lot of devout Muslims who are all great people. Who all like they go through with their faith and they're very into it. But it's just not, if it's not for me, I don't do it. At the same time, I'm not gonna bash anybody's religion like, oh, yo, you stupid because you follow this, that, and the third. Even though some people can be brainwashed, especially like now, for you to be a Christian black man in America, Chris Rock I think said it, means like you're brainwashed in some sort, like you're crazy. It's just not possible, because it's like that's the religion that was used to separate all of us or what have you. So I do have issues with, like, all right, so let me rephrase it then. I do have issues with certain certain religious aspects. But
that's
I don't have an issue with somebody who practices. It's like, all right, if that's what you do, that's what you do. What you eat doesn't make me shit per se, for lack of a better saying. But I don't have an issue with if Dre just said, yo, I'm gonna take my shahada, I'm gonna become Muslim. I'm like, okay, cool, more power to you.
I'm gonna smack the shit out of Dre. First of all, I'm not ever.
This is how bad. This is how terrible of a person I am. When he said I'm gonna take my shahada, I was like, I don't have to go to the bathroom.
Yo, oh my god, oh my god, yo. So yeah, look, oh shit, he thought he had to, all right. I'm gonna say two things. For me, what's very confusing when it comes to religion, right, is the fact that I see certain things in life that make me go, what God sits by and watches these things? Starving children in Africa, kids being born with cancer, father of two losing all his children in a fucking fire. What God sits by idly and sits and think that's okay? There's things in my life that made me question, like, why? Muslim religion. Now, my big issue with Muslim religion, the way they repress women is fucking disgusting. And you can't sit there and tell me not.
That's just the way you say it.
It is disgusting. How do you sit there and dictate and control everything that woman does? That woman has no nothing because your religion says so. And it's just like, you know what? At the end of the day, it's very confusing and it's very weird that we still stick by this thing that we have. No one knows. Y'all really think God just stopped going, you know what? Show me an eyeball. Show me a finger that's going, I'm still watching you. And I'm like, all right, I'm a believer again. But all of a sudden, God just stopped going, you know what? I ain't even going to fuck with these niggas no more. I'm not even going to show how I'm about to do them, yo. I'm not going to do nothing. I'm going to just let these motherfuckers rock. Why is God not doing it now? Where is God now? There are so many things going on now that a person like Donald Trump shouldn't be able to be around. There's a so-called God. But
I'm going to say this to you as well. Something I've learned in recent years, you know. God lives within you. God lives within all of us. Like, you know, I can look at the sky and be like, why, God? Why? But, you know, when you pray or what have you, like when I pray, I give thanks. I tend not to ask for too much. Like I tend to give thanks for the things that I already have. Yeah. You know, so that way like the blessings could keep adding, you know, and keep multiplying. But God is within us. So it's like if you're not right, you have to treat yourself like you're God. You know what I mean? You have to do, and all religious books, you know, all like these religious
not jobs.
word I'm looking for. Well, it's not testaments, but like, you know, all of the religious books or what have you, they all have one underlying principle. It all boils down to treat people the way you want to be treated.
And they never do though, and that's the
But
problem,
here's the thing.
Jay. That's the problem.
I don't want to say it's everyone who practices that religion.
It's a big number of them, man.
I mean, but then that same thing can be applied to like the things that we always talk about in like being African American or being, you know, or being a person of color and the way you're treated, and we go, oh, but everybody doesn't do that, and then somebody goes, but it's a big number of them.
But my thing is, wait,
people don't kiss their dogs in the mouth.
No, they all do. No. They all do that nasty shit. I don't care what nobody says.
You know, at the same time, Ray, I understand where you're coming from, but you can't fuck everybody else.
I don't want to say I'm generalizing, but
You are.
not to an extent, because when you look at everything that's going down in history, religion has played a part, and it's played a huge part in a lot of problems.
We
that
spoke about the Crusades not too long ago.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's a huge part of the world with that has become a big problem. When the country was founded, they said they wouldn't, like with George Washington and the originals, they said, you know what?
There was a separation between
We were gonna
church.
Now all of a sudden, that's all combined into one, and that's why a lot of shit is all fucked up.
Not the way it was.
Yeah.
Before you could do anything, you used to have to get permission from the church.
But you know what? We
Shit's
can't
crazy.
Be mad at the religion. We have to be mad at the motherfuckers that use the shit towards their, you know, gain.
But
now, like you said, there are certain things in religions, like, you know, for example, in the Bible it says it's a sin to eat seafood or to eat like lobsters and shrimp. I like lobster and shrimp.
And you going to hell for it. That's exactly what they're telling you.
Hey, if I go to hell for it,
that shit is annoying, man. I hate that pick and choose shit too with religious people.
What did they say in the Devil's Advocate? The greatest trick I ever played was made them believe I wasn't real.
Wasn't real, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what was the greatest trick someone in a religion has ever played? They made you believe, and that was the greatest trick. They made you believe that they were the carriers of this sacred word. Right. That they were the only ones who've had the direct conversation with God. Let me tell you something. You said this earlier, and I was too busy like getting everything set up. You're right. Tell me when God came down to your crib and sat down and sat next to you, just you only. Hey, I'm gonna come down to James' crib. I'm not gonna speak to these two. I want you to write this down. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's
a huge problem for me,
man.
man.
You said Jay as well. He speaks to, like, God speaks to all of us. You know, and he's in all of it. That's crazy.
Yeah. Like, when I ask people who wrote the Bible, they go,
I was about to say, and he's in all of us.
Yeah.
So, like,
majority. There should be some times.
Look, when I go, yo, who wrote the Bible?
This is not one of those times.
Yeah.
People go, oh, a person heard a voice in his head and God spoke to them and told them to write these words. If somebody was to say that now in 2016, they will be committed and looked at as a crazy person. Or they will say they will have dementia, or we know all because of science.
Now, it depends. It varies. Now, if you say, oh, what happened? Well, Jay, why did you create such a dope album? This is what God wanted me to do. Okay, that's good. I created.
Do you not see my face now? If you were to tell me that, I'd be like, yo, you bugging. Like, listen, you can't sit there and tell me some shit. I'm in a video. No, that was your own creativity. You can't always give praise to this thing that we don't know if it exists. I'm a very believer in I have to see it to know it's real.
Right, but that's you.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying to change your view. You get what I'm saying? Right. But
for you, it seems crazy. It seems
because it's like, yo, like, how do you not pick this apart and go, yo, there's a lot of shit that's going on that just doesn't add up to it, and it's been more harmful than beneficial from what I've seen, and it's a lot of big statistical numbers that show that as of late, religion has been more harmful than beneficial.
It has, and I went to Five Dogs Memorial last week, or what have you, at the Apollo. And somebody said that music does what religion is supposed to. Religion is supposed to bring people together, but music does that. There are things that people bond over.
Yo, that is crazy. Yo, that's a good. Yeah, that's a good point. You just said, it creates more of a divide. Like for the Bible to say to hate someone because of who they love and who they want to lay in bed with, as long as they're not harming nobody, why would I give a fuck? The Bible literally tells you to hate someone for being gay.
I don't think it says that. Well, yeah, because it says a stone.
And they're going to hell and all that other shit.
That's just crazy that it's actually telling you. This is a book of worship and it's telling you to kill people.
But love them.
The Bible
It's
is
weird.
Contradictory in a sense. Like I don't know if you ever watched Family Guy. There was an episode where he picked up the Bible. It's like, ooh, this is a cool bunch. This is a cool storybook. Like, like, oh, that God, he's something else. Yeah, but
that's why I compare it to a comic book. It's made up shit.
I don't even believe that God is a he, or at least I don't. I just say like creator, or most high,
like there might be a higher power out there, but for man to be giving me,
what if God, like you get to pearly gate, right? Yeah. God is in like whatever shape or form you want him to be in. Like you know what I'm saying? Like you get there, like I get there and God is like Tupac or something. You know what I'm saying? God is little. Yeah, you know
yo, there was a movie like that too with Robert Williams that he went to heaven and people that he knew, like his children were in the form of the people that he knew.
Yeah, like what if that's why? That was a terrible movie, but it was a great.
But I like the storyline. Yeah, but no, imagine God is like.
It was really dark, bro.
Imagine God was like, what if God is like really like a collage of just different colors, and then people be like, because in the Bible it says that he's made and we're made in His image. It's like it's confusing. It's like, all right, so if I'm made in His image, he should be. I'm just as rebellious as his punk ass. So it's just. I said that because I knew it was gonna make him do that. That's the reaction I wanted. That is exactly the reaction I wanted. Oh man! Oh fuck! And I know everybody's gonna start dying laughing when they see that.
God is a power, God is. I feel like there's a God that exists.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you're entitled to feel how you.
No, I'm not trying to change opinion.
No, I know you're not.
Like this, that's why I want us to be on here, and that's why I always wanted you guys when I do the Tell 'em Like Mad, because I want you guys to have that voice for the other people, to have that rebuttal to say, no, we don't agree with this, because at the end of the day, that's the problem with everybody in the stupid ass world. We're not able to speak our opinions without it being respected. So. I think that's what the basis of the show is.
Right, and I said something on Facebook the other day. I was like, just because you disagree with somebody, or just because you don't have the same, just difference in opinion is not a reason to punch somebody in the face. So it's like,
don't tell Raymond
that. Ray was like, what? Nigga? You don't think what?
Nah.
But
I'm pretty sure like half the time when I say the things I say to him, he wants to punch me in my face.
No, I don't. Oh, cut it out. What? Oh my God, Jay, end the show. Yeah, final thoughts by Jay.
I feel like if. For you to start, or if you wanted to believe in God, or don't necessarily pick up a Bible, even though books like the Bible, and I want to read all these books because I think that there are lessons within them, even if some of it might not be necessarily real. I can't tell somebody like, oh, well, the Bible's not real, or you stupid for reading it. That's like me coming to a little, it's different from telling a little kid there's no Santa Claus. Who the fuck bought
that shit is fun, bro.
It's
I'm bad for telling God he's an asshole. These motherfuckers that love enjoying telling a kid that Santa Claus is a real demented bastard.
For people who want to get into religion, the one thing that, or not even religion, but for people who want to get into God, just start with yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Do your research, do your homework, learn.
Do your homework. But most importantly, the one thing that is in all of these religious books, one thing it tells you, treat people the way you want to be treated. I don't care if you pick up the Quran, if you pick up the...
Oh, that was cool. Say it again. Quran. I was joking.
Yo, my name is Raven Vicious.
No, go ahead.
He was Dre Man.
Yeah, because he might kill him before. He might kill him.
There's something I do want to say, and I just got to get this out there real quick. Just how Ray doesn't like his belief in God. I don't believe in Jesus.
That's fine.
Why did he bring this up when we're ending the show? We have to do another episode about this shit.
No. We're not gonna talk about this. I don't believe in Jesus.
I'm not sure if I believe in Jesus either, right? Yeah. I mean, Dre.
We gonna begin that. It just started. That's one. I'm gonna count all of them.
I don't believe in Jesus at all. Like I believe in God.
You don't believe a guy walked on water and made water blood into wine.
I believe he had niggas drinking his own blood.
Like, you think Jesus was a great magician?
Look, Jesus looked like a fucking 70s hippie.
That's the Jesus that they portray.
Yo, what's crazy is that there's always been
he looks like Chong from Cheech and Chong. That's what Jesus is made in Chong's image, yo.
He looks like Robin Thicke before he cut the hair.
That's what he looks
I'm
like.
the bad guy for calling God something, but they
But-
making fun of his son.
Like,
No, but listen, you know
that's
what?
not his son, my nigga. Like, let's speak real.
Look,
You know what it is?
oh, now let's be real.
No.
Jesus-
Religion said it's his
On
son.
top of that, not to cut you off, but the Jesus that they portray
Yeah.
is not the actual Jesus. Like,
Look, I don't
Jesus
think none of that
had
shit's
hair of
real.
wool, eyes of charcoal, supposedly.
Clearly a Negro, bro.
He was one of
Or a
us. You know what I'm
demon.
saying?
Or an alien. The
Nah, he
fucking
was
alien.
one of
But,
us.
yeah,
But,
man.
so it's like if we rag on, you know, the Jesus that they painted, like the Jesus that looks like one of the
All that
bees,
shit is.
you
Yeah,
know,
bro. Like-
then you know that's a fictitious Jesus.
Yo,
We're
but
ragging on the picture.
The person you described sound like a Batman v Superman villain.
You know
What
what's
the
crazy?
fuck was that?
I actually want to see the pictures from like when fucking George Washington was alive. These old artifact pictures of Jesus. I want to know that this is what it looked like because I truthfully believe the picture of Jesus was created in the 70s by some fucking hippie who was high off of
You
LSD.
stupid.
And he was like, "Hey man,
You think
this
that's
guy
what
looks
that-
super cool. We can call him Jesus."
Or dude, you
Yeah.
could totally be Jesus.
Dude, you're so Jesus.
That's fucked up.
Yo,
Jesus,
did you just walk on that puddle? You're Jesus. And then like somebody drew him, and now we have Jesus.
Yo,
like-
they say he was made and his mother was a virgin. So,
Look.
Oh, you
Hey.
know what? I don't listen.
we
Once
could-
again,
Are we done?
I'm
All right, we want to thank you for listening to the Ray and Dre podcast. I go by the name of Dre Manning.
Raymond Vicious.
J-Man up in the place to pop.
So now you got 3 hoes, baby. Thank you for listening. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment on all the content that we put up.
Hope to see you soon.